God. Am I on live TV?
This is live, yeah, on Instabook.
My dad always called it the face space when I was little.
So here I am with Nico at his house in the woods. Did you do this by hand?
I did do this by hand. So I used a chainsaw. I cheated for a little while, but it was just to harvest the locust posts. So the posts that are going in the ground are all locust, which is super rot resistant and really strong. Mm-hmm. And so anything else would rot somewhat quickly, but this post, locust fences are supposed to last for like 50 years. So that's why this is locust, and it's so hard that I cut it with the chainsaw because I don't have a good saw, big saw. This is my only saw, so for doing big things like that, and use the chainsaw. And we harvested it from up at the top of the hill up there. Went up and got these locust posts, but then the poplar, all of the rest of it is poplar. Almost all of the rest of it is poplar. The cross braces and the beams and the rafters are all poplar, and that came from this tree right here and this tree that was holding the platform up. And then the whole thing is timber frame, which is a form of building that's been around for a long time. And this is super basic timber framing. There's really complicated timber framing out there. Right here you can kind of see it. If we go from this side, we'll see that there's this little shoulder on the post, and there's a little shoulder cut into the beam, and they're resting on each other. So the wood is actually structurally together, and it's not just screws and nails that are holding it in. And then you have a pin to hold it on, but not so much to like keep the whole thing together and to keep it strong. The strength is in the joint. And then we got all these cross braces on to stabilize it. And these are also pegged in and just wooden joinery the same way. Yeah. The whole thing feels a lot more stable. You know, when we first put it up, if you pushed on the post very much, it would start to lean and wobble. But now you can like get over here and hit it as hard as you can, and it doesn't really move, because you have all these things going in different directions to hold it together. It was interesting using not dimensional lumber and using round wood, because up here you can see like there was a little curve in this rafter, and so we had to put a little shim in there, and it was kind of funny. And some of the shims are huge. It's really funny to see things like that shim up there. It's like that thing was off by 6 inches, and we made it work.
Yeah, you did.
These are my roommates. So I had my bow drill kit hanging up in the rafters like this, and some wrens started building a nest and just like piling leaves up on here, and I need to use my bow drill kit like every day. So I kept taking it down, and the leaves would fall, and I put it back up, and they put more leaves on it. And I left for a couple days, and there was just so many leaves that I was like, I have to give you somewhere else to live. So I got a piece of bark, and I put all their leaves on it, and I put it in the corner that I don't really use. And their entrance is on this side. And every morning, without fail, they're here. They don't seem to live in there yet. They come from a little bit away, and they come over here, and they start bringing leaves, and now they're getting finer stuff like hair, and trying to find like really soft, fluffy things to put in the middle. But I get to just like lay in bed and watch them as they build their nest. And there's the two of them, like one of them is always looking out while the other one is going up to put things in, and then that one comes down and looks out while the other one goes up. They're always talking, and they're like chip 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 chip, like really quiet little chip 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 chip. And then sometimes the male will fly out onto this maple right here and go, chirpity, 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 chirp! And it's like 6 in the morning. It's kind of like the rooster crowing on a farm, but it's like the forest version. Like, chirpity, chirpity, chirp! That's how I know that the sun is about to rise. And yeah, I'm gonna put up a mosquito net because they're starting to come out. And they were biting a couple days ago, and I remembered last summer when I would wake up in the morning and have red mosquito bites all over my face and not have slept very well. So I'm gonna set up a mosquito net for it. Here's the kitchen. I guess basically the rest of the house is the kitchen, because I mostly sleep and eat and then go on a walk, and then sleep and then eat, and then eat some more. But this is it. I've got my fire pit, and I've got some firewood. It's not nicely stacked right now because I've been busy, but the grate goes on here, and the fire goes under the grate, and the cast iron pans go on the grate, and I cook my breakfast every day just right over the fire. When I first was living here, and it was just a tarp, I used to just have a tarp over it, and I would live here, just sleep under the tarp, and if I left for very long, the bears would come and they'd like pull, I had all my bins out here with my craft supplies and my hides, and all of them have tooth marks and claw marks in them now from them like turning them over, and I'd find them all scattered around. Yeah, they don't come anymore, luckily. I think I've made my presence known, and I have a place that I go and offer some food for them every day so that they know that I respect them and know that they live here too. But it's been really sweet living in here because my sit spot is my house, and I like wake up in the morning, and if I don't have somewhere to be, I'll just lay in bed and have my sit spot while I'm laying in bed, and the wren will be there, and sometimes the titmice and the chickadees come by from the east, and they really love that rotten locust stump over there with all the holes. They're just like, they'll surround it and be so loud. I still don't know what it is that they love about it. They don't go into it, they just like look at it and make sounds. But recently, I've been seeing a lot more of the squirrels. I woke up the other day and there was a squirrel who was on this post right here in the corner and had climbed down the post, and it had like jumped onto the roof and come down under the roof, climbed down the post, and was sniffing all over this bag, which is where I keep the rags that I wipe the cast iron with, so they have like food and grease on them, and it was like sniffing all over, like, oh my god, how do I get that grease? That smells so good. And the other thing I've been seeing is that there's blue jays building a nest. I don't know, I think it's a white oak over there off, it's not that far away, and I can see them, and it's been so sweet to watch them build a nest, because when I think about blue jays and what I've learned about blue jays is that they're like the evil birds who come and they steal the eggs of all the other songbirds, and I forget that they have their lives and they have their babies that they're trying to feed, and that they're making a nest, and it's been really awesome to watch them. And they come down here a lot into this creek bed that's over there and get sticks and twigs and roots and stuff and take it up there. And it's also been interesting to see that they're not always loud. Whenever I've noticed blue jays in the past, they're like, they're doing something, but when they're just building their nest, they're totally silent. They don't even make the little sounds like the wren makes. They just come down and they grab a thing and they go back up. And they come down and they grab a thing and they go back up. And if you're not paying attention, you won't notice that they're there.
Sneaky corvids.
Sneaky corvids. Yeah, they're loud, and then they're quiet when they want to sneak around. So, yeah, I've just been seeing the blue jays, the squirrels, the wrens, and it's been really nice to wake up in the morning, and every morning I hear birds, and because it's spring, I hear new birds. Like every few days, there's a new bird who's back. Black and white warbler came back the other day. I'm like, you know, and the red-eyed vireo came back a couple weeks ago. Here I am. Where are you? And it's so nice to get to hear them like right when I wake up. My favorite part is getting up, waking up, and from my bed, watching the natural world go by, and watching the wren, and watching the blue jays, and watching the squirrels, and seeing the new leaves that have come out, and that it's just automatic. It's not something I have to think about to go on a walk in the woods. I'm in the woods. I don't have to go to my sit spot. I'm at my sit spot. That's my favorite thing.